How is that?
Don't interrupt, please. Just one moment.
Representing me, he's not my lawyer. At this point, it's no reason for him to even be.
You have.
Stop. I'm going to tell you this right now. The reason is because I'm giving him an opportunity to respond to your allegations. Stop interrupting everybody. The state of Michigan versus Shadid Howard Randolph, 23302. Counsel, today's the date scheduled for the adjourned pre-trial. We've adjourned this for discovery purposes. You had an opportunity to speak to the prosecuting attorney, correct?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. My client was plucking my ear and I didn't do it.
Okay, so today's the date scheduled for the adjourned pre-trial, and you had an opportunity to speak to the prosecuting attorney, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay,
I tried to explain to Mr. Randolph procedures of how we deal with this.
I'm sorry, the procedures of how we deal with what?
The procedures of how to get this matter dismissed or.
Well, what are you trying to
Well,
say?
sir, only one can speak at a time, so please let Mr. Goldpaw speak, and then I'll give you an opportunity, okay?
Even the first time that I was here, the first words out of Mr. Shaheen's mouth was, I want this case dismissed, this is, et cetera, et cetera. I tried to explain to Mr. Howard, I'm sorry, to that only through either a trial or some sort of plea agreement or some sort of action between me and the defendant can this be a result. I received the discovery in this particular matter, forwarded it to Mr. Howard Randolph, and spoke with Mr. Kazak. I spoke with Mr. Kazak regarding a proposed resolution of this matter, and he informed me that if we wanted to resolve this matter, then it would be by way of a plea, which would be to dismiss, and I explained this to Mr. Howard Randolph, dismiss the original charge of DV, and he would be offered an attempt.
Well, okay, but hold on, I don't want to know the nature of the discussion.
I understand that. So when I explained all that, we discussed how to go about this, and the result was this. Mr. Howard Randolph insists that he wants to make a statement that this court dismissed the charges because there was no complaining witness present today. There was no complaining witness present at the previous pre-trial. And I explained that this complaining witness did not have to appear at the pre-trial. And he, insisted that I should make a motion to dismiss based on what I did. That's, as explained to him, that is not the issue.
All right, and so Mr. Howard Randolph?
Yes,
Hold on, so because you have your mask on, I need you to go directly into the microphone so you can hear yourself over the speaker. Hold on, please, let me finish because we can only record one at a time. So the way you were just talking into the microphone was perfect because we could hear you through the speaker. So if you can make sure you're doing that again, okay? Right. And so what would you like the court to know?
how I, of course, know, yes, I do want it to be moved for dismissal.
No, stop, no. Listen, hold on, sir, you're in court.
Okay.
So you may think it's bull crap, you may think it's whatever, but you're not talking to the court like that,
I will.
okay?
I
So,
don't disrespect the court's free countries. Say what you want to say.
not in court, you're not going, you're not going to,
So I can lose any words on
you're not going to address the court with those type of words.
What type
Okay.
of in person?
If you think that the charges don't have merit, that is certainly your opinion. You have that prerogative, sir, to have that opinion.
It's the fact.
There is not a motion to dismiss in front of this court. So I'm not going to entertain that at this time.
Okay, thank you, but I'd like to go with different counsel, because me and him is not seeing eye to eye, we argued the last time I was here. I'm not being represented fairly or properly by this gentleman right here. And I don't want, going to trial, if I have to go to trial and being forced into this, like how I'm the last person to be seen when my court date is at 9:30. So since I'm being treated unfairly, I want a chance to be treated fairly, and which means I want to go with another attorney, not one that's working with you guys or the prosecutor. So if that's possible, can I get a change of attorney?
Hold on.
Because he's not
First
doing
of all,
his job. He don't
First,
communicate.
sir, just one moment, just a
I'm
moment.
gonna represent you.
First of all, sir, you're not the last one to be called. We have somebody up there that still has to be called. So you're not, excuse me, you're not the last person to be called. And let me just indicate this, all right? In full transparency. So you're scheduled at 9:30. The only individuals that were taken prior to you were those that were set for exam and waived, and those that were in custody that this court is required to handle because we're tying up the cameras of the jail or whatnot.
Right.
Okay, and let me just say this also. When there are, because on this, when we have this docket, right? We hope it's going to go perfectly. It doesn't. People are late, attorneys are late, everything gets pushed back. We had a delay with our recording system. So there isn't any personal reason as to why your matter was called 3 hours later.
Just seem like it to me.
I understand that, but there, hold on, just one moment.
I mean, I don't want to be my attorney.
Stop, as I've already indicated, one can talk at a time, do not interrupt.
I was talking.
I was talking, do not interrupt. You have been here previous times, you're not always the last one called or anything of that nature, okay? So, if you would like to have a different attorney, we can certainly accommodate that, okay? Now, we will then adjourn this matter, we will not set it for a bench trial, we will adjourn this matter. And I believe that you may have also had an issue before with Mr. Shemke and with Mr. Westmoreland. I believe Mr. Serrano represented you in another matter, and that appeared to be fine, correct?
No, it wasn't fine, I just didn't say anything. You should get some more diverse attorneys in here instead of certain ones that don't, I watch how they treat certain people that come in here. You know what I'm saying? I watch the conversations they might have with a person that's not of color and a person that is of color. I watch how the tone in your voice. I can see it. I'm not blind.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
Sir-
So, I mean, I just want to be treated fairly.
sir, just so you know that any attorney of any ethnic persuasion, please don't interrupt, of ethnic background can certainly apply to be on our MIDC council. That's perfectly fine. As of now, we have 4 attorneys that are on our MIDC list through our region, okay? That's what we have. So,
Well, you need some people that's better that deals with.
I'm tired of
just a moment, Mr. Gopal, just a moment.
That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Howard Randolph, you're continuing to make accusations about Mr. Gopal. Just one moment.
I'm a client of this.
You're-
I'm telling you, I'm not being represented.
You're continuing to make allegations about Mr. Gopal, so I'm going to give him an opportunity to respond. I'm going to adjourn this date. We're going to provide you with new counsel,
Thank you.
which will likely be Mr. Serrano, but I'm not positive.
I don't want him either. I'm not gonna.
Then, sir, you certainly have the right to retain your own
What about
attorney.
The black lady that was on here that y'all had called me one time before. Y'all could court appoint me to one time, but I had retained an attorney, so I didn't use her.
Okay,
Person of color, anything, I
Sir,
don't care, someone that acts like they're not racist,
This-
just anything.
sir, to make the allegation that Mr. Gopal is racist, number one, I don't hear any foundation for that, and I'm going to give him, please stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me.
Man.
Any of the attorneys that were on Zoom earlier are felony court appointed attorneys. And fortunately for you, perhaps, or not, this is a misdemeanor, not a felony. So those attorneys are not necessarily appointed on these misdemeanor matters. You certainly have the right to go retain your own counsel.
I know you do, but I don't have the money to right now. Why, I don't wanna give that money up for something that's not true or something this petty.
Sir, Sir, if you have the money, if you
No,
have.
I didn't say I had the money.
You said you don't wanna give it up.
I got 4 kids, I'm not gonna give it to a court system to play games with, and so y'all can feed your families. No, I'm gonna write a term, somebody who's gonna help me, who gonna do their job. I don't want somebody who's not gonna do their job.
Okay, sir. Sir, let me just clarify.
I'm tired of this, Your Honor. That's
Mr.
what
Gopal,
I'm
just
here.
one moment. Sir,
Right there.
sir, just one moment.
Look at it. Come on.
That has nothing to do with
Look
color.
at it.
Stop right now. That has nothing to do with color
What is
at all. You are
it?
making claims, stop interrupting the court. You are making claims about Mr. Gopal's ability, about you're making claims that he's racist of some, and he's not stating anything. I'm not giving him an opportunity to respond.
Give 'em-
So stop interrupting the court. I will give him an opportunity to respond, but the fact that he's getting frustrated with your comments doesn't have anything to do with being racist, not racist, or anything of the like. So what I'm indicating to you, sir, is you have a perception that appears to be flawed. You think giving your money to the court system, to this court, is allowing everybody to feed their kids.
It's taking food off my kids' plate.
Sir, you have the right to retain your own attorney. If you have the ability to retain your own attorney, then you wouldn't qualify for court-appointed counsel.
I don't have the ability to do that, so that's what I'm saying. I want a different court-appointed attorney.
I said you will get a different court-appointed attorney.
And I was recommending the black lady that I was seeing on here.
And I've indicated that attorney is not one that I have the
You said
authority.
she was a felony, okay.
I do not have the authority to appoint her in your misdemeanor matter.
What about the other one that represented me for Pam's mother? What about him? He was.
Mr. Serrano, I already indicated that was,
Yes, Mr. Serrano was here right now. Have you said that?
yes.
No, I don't know him. I'm talking about the one that represented me in the looking case, when they said I looked at somebody. And y'all hit me in here for looking at somebody on a probation violation. That guy.
Was it Mr. Westmoreland?
Probably so. I don't know. I know it wasn't him.
Okay, well, I guess we can look that up and see who that was.
Just want to be treated fairly, that's all.
Okay. All right, everybody wants to be treated fairly. Mr. Gopal.
Your Honor, any claim that I did not treat him fairly is absurd. First met with Mr. Howard at the previous hearings, and at that point in time, we discussed the charges against him. We also discussed the allegations, and I had an opportunity to discover. This is a matter out of Riverview, but it's a state case. The first words out of his mouth were that I was being racist when I was talking to him. That was the very first time. I told him that has nothing to do with race. I am not a racist, and I'm here to try to help you. All he wanted to do was say, there are no witnesses here, and this case should be dismissed. That's what I want you to do. I explained it at that time, the procedures, that we would get the discovery materials, and we would then have it set for another pretrial. Finally, we got that taken care of. I filed for the discovery. I went, delivered it to the Riverview Police Department, and obtained the discovery. I then sent the discovery to Mr. Rashid Howard Randolph. And when I spoke to him today, with 2 emails reminding him of our hearing today. When I spoke to him today, he said, well, I never got it. You never sent it to me. I turned around, showed him the email, and then he went on the phone. He said, oh, here it is.
They were in my spam.
Don't interrupt, please.
It may have been.
You made your allegations. I did not allow Mr. Gopal to respond or interrupt, so we're going to have likewise this way.
I've done everything I can to try to represent him in a fair way. It's not my fault, Your Honor, that the people are not going to dismiss this case. I spoke with Mr. Kazak this morning, informed him it was my understanding that the complainant in this matter had contacted the court, or the prosecutor's office, or the prosecutor had contacted them, her rather, and he indicated, yes, she did do that. He also indicated to me that she did not want to prosecute.
Well, that's not quite,
Okay.
yes, she had mixed feelings about moving forward.
Okay.
She went under oath. Did she say?
With Mr. Howard Randolph, please, not right now, not right now.
I'll note, Your Honor, just Michael Kizak for the people, Your Honor, I'll note that people of the state of Michigan bring the prosecution, not the complaint, so whether or not the complaint wants to move forward on the case or not is to some extent immaterial. People at this time are going to be moving forward on the prosecution, defendant, even if the complaint has mixed feelings about it.
Okay.
Okay,
And that's what I tried to explain to Mr. Howard Rashid this morning.
Did not explain that to me, did not say that. That is not the case, that's not what he said.
Yes, it is.
hold on,
And
hold
I'm
on,
tired.
hold on, hold on,
You
hold
tried to
on,
do it.
hold on,
What did I do?
hold on. Mr. Howard Randolph, what is it that Mr. Gopal said to you regarding the fact that this matter was not going to
I'll
be
let him know
dismissed?
that I was-
Let me finish before you interrupt. Regarding the fact that this matter would not be dismissed today and that it was going to be set for a bench trial. What was it that was said to you?
Nothing, really, he didn't say anything. I was told that I was under the impression through another like attorney that was saying that she had contacted them and said that she wanted to drop the charges.
I mean, through another attorney,
Well, yeah, mutual attorney, yeah.
a mutual attorney. Is-
An attorney, just know that, and who will say that, and. he
An attorney that was here today?
Attorney. what you mean?
Was the attorney here today?
No, it's in a whole nother court district jurisdiction.
Oh, the matter out in
This is
Macomb
our
County?
Jurisdiction.
The matter out in Macomb County?
No, this our jurisdiction, I'm trying to tell you, and it really don't have to specify what lawyer said that, but I'm just telling you.
I'm not
I know for a
asking,
fact.
I'm not asking for which lawyer said it. I'm just asking if it was a lawyer that was here. That was my
No.
question.
No. This was a paid lawyer on another,
And is that your lawyer?
you know, I mean, I wouldn't, it ain't nobody's lawyer, it just was retained one time, we never really, let's just say that. He got on the phone or something, you know, but anyway.
Who retained him? Did you retain him?
It was like a family thing, both sides of the family had it. Anyway, it don't matter because it ain't got nothing to do with this. But I'm just saying, but what does have to do with this is the fact that this person did say that she does not want to press any charges, that she wants to drop the charges.
Okay, sir,
And-
let me just clarify. I will let you know what's relevant or not relevant, or what pertains to this case,
Right.
okay?
Well,
I will let you know that.
I'm just telling you,
No, I'm just telling you.
I got a kid with her, I mean, so I don't.
I am just telling you. I will tell you what I think is relevant or not. Okay?
Right.
The fact that there's a mutual attorney somewhere that you retained, somebody retained, means that you have money for an attorney.
No.
Second,
this was-
there-
this was-
Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Second, whether there's another matter in another jurisdiction may or may not be relevant to this court. This court will determine that, not you. Third, some random attorney that is not a part of this case has zero jurisdiction right now and zero standing as to what's going on.
Right.
So the fact that you chose to listen to an attorney that has nothing to do with this matter here in this court, as opposed to the attorney that's here today representing you, is not on this
But
attorney.
if I said to him ain't seeing eye to eye, why wouldn't I seek out other representation or consultation?
You have that right to seek out representation
Mhm.
at your own
That's
cost.
right.
You absolutely have that right.
Right, that's what I just was bringing to the attention of the board.
That person is, sir, if you've not retained that person's services, they've not filed an appearance in this court, that attorney has zero relevance to this case.
Well, I will.
You can disagree all you want, but
I
I'm
know
telling
for a
you,
fact that-
I'm telling you, zero relevance. So whatever that attorney said, that she said or not, I don't know.
See you in trial, we'll see you in trial, let's go to trial.
Your Honor,
So you want, okay,
I would
you
like
you have the right to
Because
have,
I'm telling you.
you have the right to go to trial.
I
Excuse me.
think the truth don't matter here. It don't
Sir,
matter.
stop right now. Stop right now. At what point did you hear this court say the truth doesn't matter?
I've seen it.
No, that's your assumption. You're making those
I ain't
assumptions.
gonna make no more assumptions.
Because I believe, if you recall correctly, you assumed that you were going to be found responsible or guilty for your probation violation, which you were not. Correct?
Something like that.
Correct?
I guess you could say that, yeah, correct.
Yes, correct. So stop with those antics now. It's not getting you, stop. It's not getting you very far. So we're going to set this for another pretrial. I will tell you the date that Mr. Westmoreland will be here.
Your Honor. Your Honor, may I please continue our deliberation?
Yes, just one moment, just one moment.
You know, I'm telling you. So we-
This court does not excuse him from being your attorney. But since you laid those allegations out, I'm giving Mr. Gopal an opportunity to respond.
What allegations did I lay out?
Sir, you accuse him of being racist, you accuse him of not doing his job, so I'm allowing him to respond to that without interruption.
That wasn't being treated there. Well,
I am giving him an opportunity to respond to that without interruption. You may proceed, Mr. Gopal.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did speak with Mr. Kazak. as we indicated. Mr. Kazak indicated that the complainant was contacted, but it was not, or at least he indicated to me, and when I told him, because Mr. Howard Randolph had relayed this information to him, and I specific that she was not going to appear and was not going to consider this case and continue with the prosecution. That's what I relayed to Mr. Kazak. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Gopal was quite zealous and advocating for Mr. Russell, clearly explained clearly explained the defendant's position, clearly explained that the complaint did not want to cooperate, did not want us to prosecute, and that we should dismiss the case. Indicated that Mr. Russell was not willing to accept this plea resolution, and that we should dismiss the case.
And Your
So,
Honor,
well, I do have one question though, Mr. Gopal. I'll give you an opportunity to respond. What's that, Mr. Howard Randolph?
He called me Russell. and I was
He
telling
did.
Mr. Randolph.
I apologize.
Yes. So, how do you know, Mr. Howard
We have
Randolph?
mutual
That,
friends.
can you please let me finish the question before you interrupt me again? Thank you. There is a no contact order for your bond condition.
Mhm.
So how is it that you know that Ms. Duff does not want to proceed?
We have mutual friends. We know the same people. People talking the words spread like butter. So that's just what it is. I mean, I can't stop people from hearsay, can I?
So you don't have any confirmation from her mouth directly.
Not from
That she-
Melissa's mouth, no.
Stop interrupting me. That she does not want to proceed. So it's all just hearsay. Is that yes?
You have something that comes from someone else's mouth that is hearsay, so I would say it's hearsay.
Okay, sir, I was trying, because you had a nonverbal response and that recording cannot pick up the nonverbal response. So I was trying to clarify that the answer was yes.
Can you repeat the question?
You have not heard from Ms. Duff's mouth directly that she does not want to proceed,
No, I
correct?
have not heard that from her mouth today.
Okay, very good. Okay,
and Your Honor, after I received that, gave that information to Mr. Kazak, based on his, the reports and based on the fact that it's the people that are bringing the charges, that at this point in time, there would be no dismissal. And this matter could be either set for trial or an offer could be reached. I spoke to Mr. Kazak. Mr. Kazak told me what the offer would be if Mr. Randolph Howard.
don't interrupt, please. Just one moment.
Representing me, he's not my lawyer. At this point, it's no reason for him to even be.
You have,
Stop, I'm gonna tell you this right now. The reason is because I'm giving him an opportunity to respond to your allegations. Stop interrupting everybody. Stop. He's not representing you at this point. He's giving this court a recitation as to what he has done because of the allegations that you've put forth on the record. So stop now. One more interruption, this court will hold you in contempt of court. So stop. You may continue, Mr. Gopal.
thank you, Your Honor. I then took this information back to Mr. Howard Randolph. I told him that even though they are aware that she's not going to prosecute or does not want to continue, it's the people who are bringing the charges, and so therefore we're still at this pretrial stage. I also explained to him that an offer was made, and the first words out of his mouth was, "No, I'm going to trial." I said, "I still have an obligation to let you know what this is." Told him what the offer was, and he said, "No, let's go to trial." I then discussed with him his rights and told him, "Do you want to have a jury or do you want to have a bench trial?" he immediately said bench trial. That was my representation. I've done everything I can to try and solve Mr. Randolph's problems. I have never,
Okay,
and Your Honor, his claims that he's made here are outrageous. I don't care what he thinks. I do indicate that he's claimed that I have not represented him because he's black. You've got to be kidding.
okay. Here's what the court's going to do. We're going to adjourn this May 25th at 8:30 a.m. You'll have a different attorney, Mr. Howard Randolph, unless you hire your own attorney, retain your own attorney, and that attorney files an appearance. As of now, the new date is May 25th for an adjourned pretrial. The bond and conditions are continued.
And Your Honor, I want on the record that I did file the discovery order and I did send that to him and we verified that this morning.
Okay, and Mr. Howard Randolph, you received a copy of that, correct?
Just now, yeah, sure did.
Okay,
It wasn't just
Regardless-
now, Your Honor.
regardless, you received a copy of that, correct?
I didn't know I had a copy, but yeah, I did send it once I asked him to show me what.
Stop. The answer to my question, you have a copy of the discovery, yes or no?
Yeah, what's the problem?
Yes.
Why we gotta talk like
Okay.
this? I ain't
Yes.
I'm wrong too.
Okay, so,
Personal, like you yelling at me, like you ain't yelling at nobody else, it was a thing, you yelling at me.
sir,
What's the problem?
sir, there's no problem. I just had,
Like, damn, you
I had
yelling
a
at
question. Stop interrupting. I asked you a question. It was a simple yes or no answer.
me. All right,
okay.
you yelling at me.
So, sir, I am raising my voice. I certainly am, because I'm trying to make sure that I have control of this courtroom when I'm continuously getting interrupted.
How am I interrupting by speaking my mind?
Because
Am I yelling at you?
you're speaking over me.
Okay,
but
you
inter-
yelling at me.
Here we go again. All right, we're done. Bond and conditions are continued. We're done.
Hey.